Hey everybody, Eric here, and I've decided to do sort of a random book haul video. I've been going a little crazy lately and working a lot of overtime. This gives me a little extra money to buy more books. And so, what the hell? I've just grabbed a sampling of what I've ordered online and um, picked up at the bookstore. And so there's, I don't know, a dozen or so here that I thought I'd share. There's plenty of others that sort of put away. These were the easiest ones to pull out, basically the ones on top of the piles. And two that literally just arrived half an hour ago. I just opened the package 2 minutes ago. But we're going to jump right in. Let's take a look just at a random sampling of some of the books that I've picked up. We're going to start with one of them that just arrived, and that is Blood Country by Jonathan Janz. This is The Raven, Book 2. It is from Flame Tree Press. I will buy anything that Jonathan Janz puts out. He's a fantastic author and a fantastic person. I have The Raven. I haven't read it yet. But right here, 3 years ago, the world ended when scientists unleashed a virus that awakened the bestial side of humankind. Werewolves, satyrs, and all manner of bloodthirsty creatures. That's the setup of The Raven. This is a continuation of that story. I'm gonna have to dig into it pretty soon, I think. But Jonathan Janz always delivers, and he really is just the nicest guy. And speaking of Jonathan Janz, I recently got Marla by Jonathan Janz. And this is from, I believe it, I'm going to check, I don't want to screw it up. Earthling Publications. This is their Halloween 2022 book. I believe this is a limited edition. I don't know what kind of availability there is. Love this cover. I pre-ordered this as soon as it was announced. I've been waiting quite a long time. Very happy to have it, and looking forward to reading this again. Jonathan Janz, I'm gonna get it. He's got one coming out in a few weeks as of this recording from Cemetery Dance with a wonderful cover, and I can't wait to get that one either. All right, the other book that just arrived came in the same package with Blood Country was Secrets in Scarlet. This is an Arkham Horror anthology edited by Charlotte Llewellyn Wells. Let's see. Extraordinary Tales by David Annandale, David Manna, Jason Fisher, Carrie Harris, Stephen Philip Jones, Lisa Smedman, James Fadley, M.J. Newman, and Josh Reynolds. So, a bunch of stories that take place within the world of Arkham Horror, which is the Fantasy Flight game of H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu Mythos Terror. And this is from Aconite. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. I get not all, but a ton of books from Aconite. They do Marvel books and other games, and the first I ever got from them was Arkham Horror stuff. I have all the Arkham Horror that they've put out so far. And as always, you're going to hear this a lot. I look forward to reading this, but I do have a ton of the other Arkham Horror stuff to read. But you don't have to read it in any order. I don't think there's any series. They're all standalones, and again, this is a short story collection. All right, let's grab this. This is 3 books in a series so far. The fourth, I believe, just became available, and I haven't picked it up yet. But this is from Crystal Lake Publishing, and this is, we have Dark Tide Book 1, Wounds to Wishes, Tales of Mystery and Melancholy by Chad Lutzke, John Bowden, and Robert Ford. I think that's a very interesting cover. Why these animals are watching a television, I don't know, but we have 3 stories by 3 great authors. in Dark Tide Book 1. And then, let me put it that way, we have Dark Tide Book 2, West of Hell, Weird Western Horror Stories by James A. Moore, R.B. Wood, and Michael Burke. Another cool cover. Horror westerns are all the rage right now, thanks to the splatter westerns. But another 3 stories from Dark Tide and Crystal Lake Publishing. And then the most recent one, well, no, because there's a 4th one. The penultimately most recent one is Dark Tide Book 3, October's End, Halloween Horror Stories by Kevin Lucia, Jason Parent, and Jeremy Bates. Kind of wish I'd gotten this in time to have it included on my Halloween reading, but that's come and gone. Although by the time you see this, it'll still be October if you watch it right after I post it. But we don't need to get into the logistics of what I'm doing. So, Book 3 in Dark Tide. Just got this a week or so ago. And the 4th one, I think, even has Halloween in the title. It's more Halloween stories. Great authors in that one. And I'm excited about getting it. All right, let's see. Let's dig into some more stuff. We have Moonflowers and Nightshade, a sapphic horror anthology edited by Samantha Kolesnik. Never sure if I'm pronouncing her name right. Ordered this directly from her store. She has an online store. You can jump on there, order directly from her. I always try to support authors as best I can, which is buying their books in general, but if you can get them directly from the author, that's always the best way. Whole bunch of great authors in here, a whole bunch of authors I'm not familiar with, but short story collection, as I said, a sapphic horror anthology. Excuse me. A book that I was very, very excited about, been waiting quite a while to get this, and this cover is fantastic. I posted a picture of this, and people were basically fooled by what it was, because this is the cover of the book. And in the picture I took, it looked exactly like, people thought it was a video cassette. But this book is Found, an anthology of found footage horror stories. And I love that it has the little thing that you would pop that out if you didn't want to record over your tape anymore. Andrew Cull and Gabino Iglesias present 18 stories of found footage horror. Again, a great table of contents, a lot of authors that I'm familiar with and really enjoy, some authors that I'm not familiar with. Look at the back of that book, the whole thing presented like a VHS tape. Very, very excited to read this. It may jump to the top of my TBR. Been waiting a long time. And then, let's see. How do we... let's move this one and go with these. Okay, because these are more from the web. Stuff I ordered. This is Bishop by Candice Nola. I've been hearing great things about the author, great things about this story. Love that cover. And so it's obviously a monster story. Looks like a werewolf. I heard someone throwing the word Wendigo around, and I like a good Wendigo story. Or Wendigo, as some people say it. But, yeah, I've been hearing great things about it. So I grabbed this one. And then I also got Lunar by Paul Kane. Apparently soon to be a motion picture. This is from Macabre Inc. And this is the guy, he's like the Hellraiser expert. He wrote the book. Let's see if it has the title here. Sherlock Holmes and the Servants of Hell. I wanted to get that right, which is his mashup of Sherlock Holmes and Hellraiser. It's a fantastic book. I've been picking up a lot of his stuff lately. because I really dig his style. And this is about people going crazy. Lunar. We'll see. Then we have Giving the Devil His Due, special edition, for some reason. A charity anthology edited by Rebecca Brewer. Again, a great list of authors. We got Stephen Graham Jones in there, Lee Murray, Kelly Armstrong, just a bunch of people. I'm not going to read them all, but it's I believe it's about women taking their power back. In Giving the Devil His Due, the Pixel Project's first charity anthology, 16 acclaimed fantasy, science fiction, and horror authors take readers on an unforgettable journey to alternative worlds where men who abuse and murder women and girls meet their comeuppance in uncanny ways. Hell yes. Always happy to support a good charity. Always happy to support wonderful authors. This should be a very good collection of short stories. And then we have This Is Where We Talk Things Out by Caitlin Marceau. I hope that's how you say the name. This is from Darklit Press. And again, this is another one that I've just been hearing wonderful things about. And I feel like I've read some Caitlin Marceau, maybe in an anthology or something. But hearing great things. Just a nice little novella. So I snagged it. Gotta. All right, now everything else here, I believe, is from my last 2 trips to Barnes & Noble. Let's set these aside for just a moment. Oh. Excuse me. So, okay, yeah, it was all from Barnes & Noble. This first batch is from a couple of weeks ago. And we'll start with The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling. That's 2 Caitlins in a row. This is from Harper Voyager. And again, I've been hearing great things about this. So when I saw it on the shelf at Barnes & Noble, I figured I'd grab it and give it a read. Haven't yet. I've read none of this yet. But love that cover. Creepy. What's going on there? It's science fiction horror, despite some people saying that isn't a thing. I have a Penguin Classics book right here, and this is The Case Against Satan by Ray Russell, obviously from Penguin, and this has a foreword by Laird Barron. Just seems like an interesting book. May or may not be about demon possession. Don't know, haven't read it yet, but it seems really cool. And coincidentally, I was just watching a video on YouTube where someone was recommending, it was one of those 30 horror books you should read before you die, and this was on the list. I was like, hey, I just bought that. Cool cover. Sounds like a good book. Possession. I dig possession, a good possession story. So, there you go. And then we have... let's jump in with these 2. This is The Hollow Places. I don't know if I have these in the right order. I don't think it matters. The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher and The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher. I think this came out before that. I don't believe they're connected in any way, so it doesn't really matter. But I tend to, given the opportunity, read things in the order they were published. I like to see an author grow, hopefully. So, but we have The Twisted Ones and The Hollow Places, both by T. Kingfisher. T. Kingfisher had a book come out with Tor Nightfire that has a wonderful cover, and I'm hearing wonderful things about that. So I thought I would, and I have it, it's over there somewhere, thought I would grab their earlier work, and I looked at some reviews, and I always look at positive reviews, negative reviews. I cracked them open, read the first page, seems like they're going to be really, really good. So a couple from T. Kingfisher before I get to... That was just a weird thing for me to do in a video. Before I get to her Tor Nightfire book, which I do not recall the name of off the top of my head. Speaking of Tor Nightfire, I picked up Loot by Jennifer Thorne. And as I said, it is from Tor Nightfire. That's Tor Books horror imprint, I guess. And I have picked up almost everything that they have put out. The only exceptions, there is an old, I think it's an oversized, almost coffee table book-sized, illustrated novel from the artist Brom, B-R-O-M, that I haven't seen. I haven't found it anywhere. And they're also reprinting Brian Lumley's Necroscope series, and I'm just not a fan of those books. And as much as I'm usually a completist, I have not been able to bring myself to buy those books and reread them. So I will not have a complete set of the Tor Nightfire books. But anyway, I typically pick them up as they come out, the books from Tor Nightfire. And so, yeah. And they all sound really interesting. I've read some of them. I think they have I don't know who the editor is, who's choosing what they're doing for Tor Nightfire, but so far everything I've read has been really good. There's some actually quite a few that I'm really looking forward to. I'm excited whenever there's a new Tor Nightfire. And this is about a small community. It's an island where, let's see, it says, on the idyllic island of Loot, every 7th summer, 7 people die. No more, no less. And then it tells you a little more, but sounds interesting to me. And I love that cover. And then the last book that I bought 2 weeks ago when I was at Barnes & Noble, as always, as of this recording, is Jackal by Aaron E. Adams. And is this a debut novel? Well, let's see if it says that. Yes, Jackal is her first novel. And this is about maybe a serial killer. It's about young girls going missing over the years. It's got this, a young black girl goes missing in the woods outside her white Rust Belt town, but she's not the first and she may not be the last. It's watching, it's taking, it's your turn. I had heard about this online and I walked into the store. It was there on the table with the new books and I just grabbed it. And hopefully it'll be really good, but it sounds very interesting. And like I said, I've heard some good things. All right, so now finally, I just have a little stack here. Whoops. One that came in the mail today, I forgot. And actually, there's something I picked up that isn't on this stack. It's over there. I forgot to grab it. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get to, this came in the mail today. I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. This has one of my favorite covers of the year. And this is Dark Matter Presents Human Monsters, a horror anthology, edited by Sadie Hartman and Ashley Sawyers, who are the Nightworms. They do the Nightworms packages. Sadie Hartman is Mother Horror. And they are curators of horror. They are fans of horror. And they have put together, this is 35 stories, brand new stories from some amazing authors that I absolutely love, some authors that I have not read. And it's all human monsters, apparently. No supernatural creatures. Don't know because I haven't read it. But man, I love that cover. That is fantastic. So, was very excited to get this. This, again, from Dark Matter, which is a magazine, horror magazine. Look at that. Oh, I can get it. Well, I don't know if they're still available. They were selling prints of this, and I'm very tempted to get one. Only problem is I don't have any wall room to put it on. All right. So, 4 more books I picked up today at Barnes & Noble. And The fifth one, the one that's over there, is actually a graphic novel, but it's from Tor Nightfire. And I was on the fence, didn't know if I was going to go with it, but it turns out it's a cosmic horror, H.P. Lovecraft inspired, pastiche, homage. Don't know because I haven't read it yet. But I did pick it up. It's over there. So I can't show it to you. I did pick up. I went there specifically for to look at the two Tor Nightfire books. So I guess we'll just go with this. The other one is Little Eve by Cetriana Ward, Tor Nightfire. I knew this was coming out, did not realize it came out this week, and so I made a special trip to Barnes & Noble without even checking to see if they had it, because I'm going to buy something anyway, but it was right there on the new book table. I snagged it. Her other two books from Tor Nightfire I have, Last House on Needless Street and Sundial. I love the cover of this, look forward to reading it. And as I said, it's from Tor Nightfire. Aside from the Brian Lumley Necroscope books, I think they're knocking it out of the park. But anyway, so that's why I went to Barnes & Noble, snagged that. But then I spotted some other things. One of which was Double Threat by F. Paul Wilson. This has been on my wish list on Amazon to remind me to pick it up someday. But since they had it, I figured I'd grab it. This is from Forge. It's F. Paul Wilson. I'm going to want to read it. And it's about a woman who just one day, I guess, wakes up with a voice in her head saying that, hey, I'm in your head now. And she has the power to heal. And there's a cult. I love stuff with cults. And again, as I said, it's F. Paul Wilson. So very excited for that. It is not, as far as I know, I'll have to double check these things. I don't know that it's part of the Secret History of the World. So, which is a series I've been doing that I need to get back to. I've been very lax on reading my F. Paul Wilson Secret History of the World books. 2 more books. Here we go. This one, I'm very excited. I'm just going to keep repeating that, I guess, about every book. But this is Upgrade by Blake Crouch. His newest. I loved Pines. I loved Dark Matter. I believe is the name of it. Yes, Dark Matter. I have Recursion, which I haven't read yet. I also have Wayward and The Last Town, which are the second and third books in the Pines, the Wayward Pines trilogies. But yeah, love his writing. He's doing like weird, crazy stuff. Dark Matter is, well, I don't want to say. It would kind of spoil things if I say what I was going to say. It's a great book. And this sounds really interesting. It's about a guy that basically his brain just starts upgrading. And it says, this is in the flap. It says his genome has been hacked. So, I don't know what the hell's going to be going on in this book, but Blake Crouch, man, he writes some crazy, it's easy to read. He's got a very nice writing style so far in the stuff I've read. Very easy to read, but the concepts, the ideas, it's crazy. Upgrade, Blake Crouch. And then finally, all right, I might reveal a little too much about myself. I might disappoint some people. I don't know. We'll see. But the last book that I picked up, or that I'm going to show anyway, is Gutter Mage by J.S. Kelly. This is a fantasy book. It is from, I don't know who the hell it's from. Saga Press. There we go. I don't have anything on the outside that I can see. I dig that cover. This is something that popped up on my Amazon somewhere. And so it was on my mind. I saw it on the shelf. It looked interesting. I read the flap. That sounded interesting. It says J.S. Kelly weaves epic fantasy and hard-boiled noir in this fast-paced, twisting tale of magic, mystery, and a whole lot of unruly behavior. Sounds like fun. But I'll tell you right now, I went over budget. This is what got me to buy this book. I would have, it's entirely possible I might have left it on the shelf, come home, put it on my Amazon wish list to remind me someday to pick it up. But in 6 simple words, I decided I was going to grab this book. And those 6 simple words, we're going to skip the part where it says J.S. Kelly. This is just the little bit in the about the author thing. Doesn't tell you much, but it says J.S. Kelly is a single parent from Ohio. Now, there's a little bit more to the about the author thing, but right there, I was like, all right, an Ohio author and a single parent at that. I'm going to support local people. I don't know where in Ohio, so I don't know how local, but I'm in Ohio. I like to support Ohio authors. So make of that what you will. It's not like I bought a book I had no interest in. But it was sort of, that was the thing that tipped it. I would have picked this up eventually, but that was the thing that tipped it into me grabbing it off the shelf and picking it up today. Because I want to support an author from Ohio. And it just sounds like a really good book. And I looked into it. The author has written some other things under other names, even some middle school, I think it said like grades something to 7th grade, G.I. Joe stuff, G.I. Joe Declassified, which is cool. So that's the last book that I'm sharing. This is the last book that I picked up today at Barnes & Noble. So there you go with a bit of a book haul. Now I'm looking around and I can see there's, the books that I bought at Cinema Wasteland a few weeks ago, I've already done a video showing those off. I got some stuff from Christopher Triana not long ago that I bought directly from him. I can see there's just stuff sort of scattered. But this is the most recent, I think, that I haven't put away somewhere. So there you go. And I've got the typical question for this kind of video. What caught your eye? Of all of these books that I shared, what interests you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any comments or questions, put those in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. If you'd care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronan5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is ErikSmith5757. That's Erik with a K, ERIKSMITH5757. That's all I have for you today. So until next time, read more books.